How can just the way Taehyung walks cause a global storm in the fashion industry? Why did Paris's richest fashion house offer him something no model has ever dreamed of? Could this be the biggest turning point in modeling history? Comment your thoughts, hit like, and don't forget to subscribe for more shocking updates you can't afford to miss. How powerful can a single walk be? How can the mere stride of one man shake the very core of the modeling world, leaving legends stunned and CEOs scrambling for contracts? This isn't fiction, and this isn't some overhyped gossip. This is the reality that unfolded when Kim Taehyung, known globally as V of BTS, simply walked. Not talked, not posed, not danced, walked, and the fashion capital of the world, Paris, trembled under the impact. It all started with what many thought would be an ordinary appearance. But in Taehyung's world, nothing is ordinary. When he arrived at the grand venue for a private high-fashion event, fans and insiders alike expected a stunning outfit, maybe a few polite waves and some camera flashes. But no one, absolutely no one, was ready for what was about to happen. The moment he stepped onto the runway, even though he wasn't scheduled to walk, silence swept the entire venue like a spell. Every camera pointed, every whisper faded, and all that was left was Taehyung, walking, with grace, control, power, and mystery that no other model could even dream to capture. Observers say there was something hypnotic in his movement, something that went beyond posture and pace. It was the kind of walk that tells stories, that commands attention, that leaves people questioning how one person could hold such gravity in every single step. Some described it as cinematic, others as spiritual. But one thing everyone agreed on: it was not normal. It was not rehearsed. It was not fabricated. It was Taehyung. And as if the moment itself wasn't surreal enough, what came after was even more shocking. Within hours, top fashion executives from Paris's most elite fashion conglomerate, known for their decades of exclusivity and untouchable contracts, held an emergency meeting. Their agenda? One name only: Kim Taehyung. And their mission? Secure him at all costs. Insiders close to the deal revealed that the company offered him what's now being whispered about as the deal of the century. An offer so massive, so lucrative, so historically unheard of, that it's putting other model contracts to shame. No model, no matter how iconic, has ever been approached with a package that reportedly includes global creative direction rights, full artistic freedom, and a custom-built runway event solely themed around his identity. They weren't just offering him a partnership. Why? Why would a fashion empire be willing to bend every rule, rewrite every clause, and break every tradition for one man's walk? The answer lies in something the modeling industry has long ignored. Taehyung's walk somehow made the clothes showcase him. He wasn't just wearing fashion, he was fashion. Not just a canvas for designers, but a living, breathing muse. A vision that transcended cloth and color. A movement that inspired creation. Social media exploded with analysis. Fans replayed the moment in slow motion, breaking down every angle, every shift of weight, every blink, trying to decode what made his walk so different. Was it confidence, elegance, or something deeper? An emotional truth that only Taehyung could convey. Some theorists are now suggesting that what the world witnessed was the birth of a new era in modeling, one where storytelling through movement is more valuable than height, bone structure, or symmetry, an era where emotion beats perfection. And standing at the center of that storm is Taehyung. What's even more spine-tingling is the fact that Taehyung never auditioned for this. He didn't plan a debut. He didn't ask to walk. He simply was. And yet the industry bent around him like metal to magnet. The same Paris runway that made legends suddenly felt small under his presence. The same critics that were once impossible to impress now found themselves lost for words. Fashion insiders have now begun referring to Taehyung as the Phantom Model, a title he never claimed, but one he undeniably earned. And now whispers grow louder about what's next. Will he accept the deal? Will he rewrite the rules of modeling forever? Or will he choose to disappear again, leaving the world aching for just one more step? And if this is what he can do with a walk, what happens when he decides to run? The company in question, though still unnamed, is reportedly offering more than just money. They are offering legacy rights, a future where Taehyung could shape not only campaigns, but the very identity of the brand for decades to come. Something no model has ever been invited to do, something that only kings are usually afforded. But to them, Taehyung isn't a model. He's a movement. And perhaps the most emotional element of this story is how pure it all was. He didn't strut to impress. He didn't calculate his steps. He just walked, with a heart full of art, a soul full of music, and eyes that held stories of 1,000 lifetimes. And somehow, that silent expression shook the loudest city in fashion. Fans around the world are already organizing art tributes, dance recreations, and digital museums to celebrate this moment. But what makes it more poignant is how unexpected it all was. Taehyung wasn't dressed in flamboyant feathers or massive couture. He wore something simple, and still he outshone the lights. Could this be a wake-up call for the entire fashion industry? A warning that the era of hollow glamour is over? That authenticity, emotion, and soul are the new luxury. And is Taehyung the symbol of that change? Whatever happens next, one thing is certain. We are no longer living in the era of fashion as usual. But if this is only the beginning, what comes next? What kind of future is the fashion world preparing for, now that Taehyung has redefined what presence truly means? Could one quiet moment, captured by 1,000 flashing bulbs, evolve into an unstoppable wave that alters not just modeling but global branding itself? This isn't about a man walking on a runway. It's about the collective gasp of a world witnessing something they didn't know they were waiting for. In the days following his unexpected walk, Paris did not sleep. Fashion editors scrambled to rewrite their headlines. Major magazines halted their covers in production. Modeling scouts rewrote their criteria. And within hours, Taehyung's image, mid-stride, eyes steady, frame fluid, became the most shared fashion moment of the year, possibly of the decade. Not because it was planned, but because it was alive. The emotions wrapped in that walk sparked something primal. People didn't just watch Taehyung, they felt him. Mothers saw strength, dancers saw rhythm, poets saw metaphors, CEOs saw power, and millions of fans saw home. What most people don't know is that Taehyung has always embodied this duality, effortless and intense, calm yet captivating. Even off stage, his movements carry music. Even in silence, his aura speaks volumes. And that's perhaps what made this moment so untouchable. Because what happened on that Paris runway wasn't acting. It wasn't modeling. It was memory. A frozen piece of time that the world couldn't let go of. Speculations now swirl about whether the offer of the century includes rights for Taehyung to become a co-designer, a muse, or even a co-founder of a new label under the luxury empire's umbrella. One unverified leak even claims the company is willing to name an entire line after him. V-Line, with no other ambassador, ever, just him. That level of brand singularity is unheard of in the fashion world. Until now, yet Taehyung, in his signature grace, has remained silent. No public statement, no reaction, no hint of acceptance or rejection, just silence. And this silence, ironically, has amplified the frenzy. Fans are dissecting every airport photo, every blink during a live stream, every choice of clothing, hoping to find a clue about his decision. The mystery only makes the moment more sacred. Will he step into fashion royalty? Or will he remain an enigma, reminding us that sometimes the most powerful impact is the one you never see coming? And what does this say about the future of the fashion world? Are we entering an era where storytelling walks in front of trend? Where emotion trumps aesthetics? Where vulnerability becomes the new luxury? If so, Taehyung didn't just walk a runway, he carved a new path. One that thousands may follow, but none will ever walk quite the same. Fashion students are now studying that short clip in universities. Choreographers are using it as a case study for movement with meaning.